Let's go, man. It's your boy BossCowboySports. We got 2 shows coming today. And this one, I gotta talk about this. Because obviously this is something that's very important to me, especially if you know what I look like, right? But this also has a lot to do with the Dallas Cowboys. And, obviously, as a brand that's covering the Dallas Cowboys, a lot of y'all interested in what I gotta say about the Jerry Jones picture and LeBron James coming out today. And I'm not gonna shy away from it. I shouldn't. Now some people do. If they do, that's them. I ain't tripping. I ain't judging. That's okay. Some people got brands and they don't want to take the risk. I feel like the risk is worth it. So that's just me. And so Boss Cow gonna be talking about today, does the picture prove that Jerry Jones is a racist? And more importantly, what you gonna do about it if he is? Because I'm gonna tell you what I would do, and and we gonna talk about that. What you gonna do? We gonna even open up the phone lines, all right? I'm also talk about that LeBron James and what he came out with. Because I've been watching, I've been listening, man. So many people getting that whole thing wrong on what he said, really throwing him all the way out of context. But so I'm gonna talk about it all, and not in an offensive way. This is gonna be in a way to where we go talk with some intelligence, with some common sense, and some respect on a so-called alleged taboo issue. I'll be right back. Let's go. Yes. Let's go. Come on. Yep. Gotta be grown about some of this stuff, man. Gotta be grown. Let's be grown today. And I'm gonna bring it to you. I see y'all coming in. Come on in. Let's go. Come on in. Have a seat, man. Y'all come chill out with your boy. Yeah, let's go. Ty, I see you. Jay, I see you. DMV. Oh, DMV, don't give it away. Don't give it away, DMV. Thank you, bro. Ah, man, it's so refreshing to see people with that good old common sense. Yeah. We gonna talk about it, DMV. I'm glad you covered it, bro. I'm glad you covered. These are things we got to talk about, DMV. Straight up, bro. Yeah. Straight up. These are things we got to talk about. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. And I'm going to talk about it too, big dog. Add me to the list of people that's finna take on race and express my independence unapologetically. Yeah, I ain't afraid of this, man. This ain't nothing. Should talk about race, man. So, anyway.
Yoga fire.
All right, so this old picture out. What's up, D Block, Queen, Steve, Dallas Cowboy, Jay Carter, DMV, Quack. I see y'all coming up, and I appreciate y'all always being supporters of the channel. And occasionally this subject comes up, right? And I want to give y'all my measured Kool-Aid about this, because in all things I take a lot of pride in being measured, right? So y'all should know, people that have been following me, that I don't follow crowds. I follow the evidence, okay? And it's a lot of stuff, and I'm also talk about, to me, what to look out for. All right. Hold on, Brent. Give me 1 second. It was somebody I was. Man, I'm trying to remember. It was somebody that I had. Okay. Y'all go help me out with that next subject. I'm gonna pull that up. But so obviously we dealing with this, and I got about 10 different points that I'm gonna talk about. Let me see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I got 8. All right. So I'm gonna talk about 8 different things regarding this subject. So obviously, this picture came out, and everybody was like, "Jerry, he's in a picture." And this event was symbolic. It was national, where blacks was not allowed to segregate, and he was there. He shouldn't have been there. I get you. And and I'm gonna say this first. When I'm really peeping game on this whole thing, it's a big attempt to try to play us. All right, and I'm gonna hit my button and I'm gonna measure this. Hopefully my button works.
It's a big thing for Boss Cowboy to actually say publicly that he drunk Kool-Aid. Listen, I do not drink Kool-Aid without first measuring.
First measure, baby, then drink. And I'm not somebody that's like, oh, he was 14, let's give him a pass. Nope. I tell you what, if Jerry was 14 and he was the guy with the cigarette in his mouth, I would have a problem. I would. But the picture that we seeing is totally not what people are making it out to be. Okay. So before I get into the details of that picture and measure the Kool-Aid on it and give to me a balanced perspective on it, I want to first talk about the dangers of silence about race. Because in today's world, a lot of blacks, we have been tricked to believe that it's not politically correct to actually talk about the subject of race. And we low-key tap dance around it in a way that's unhealthy. So to a point to where we even apologize and we say stuff like, I don't want to play the race card, when it's time to have this very important conversation. And see, let me tell y'all something. If you subscribe, and I'm just being honest with you, if you subscribe to the don't talk about race because it's not politically correct theory, it's very dangerous. Okay? Very dangerous to stay silent about race. Put it like this: to stay silent about race would be worse than staying silent about ISIS. Yes, I did say that. Yes, to stay silent about race is worse than staying silent about domestic terrorists, not domestic terrorists, foreign terrorists. It's dangerous. Let me tell you why. Because if you choose not to use your voice to talk about the problem of race in this country, what we're truly doing, whether you're white, black, Asian, brown, don't matter. What you doing, and when we do that, we're giving cover to the worst types of people. And we allow the worst types of people to organize, expand, do damage just because we are afraid to call out the real danger of racism in this country. Yeah. And this got something to do with Jerry, but I want to first say this. To not talk about it is dangerous. Because according to the FBI, the biggest threat to America is not foreign, it's domestic. And it is also white domestic terrorists. And let me tell you something, it's a whole lot of good white people don't like that. It's a whole lot of good white people that's ashamed of that. But it also needs to be more black, white people, Asians and brown people, purple people and green people that have a sense of boldness to even have a discussion about the dangers of silence. Because what's going on in this country, and I'm just keeping it real with you, we are colorizing. This country is becoming more and more mixed. This country is becoming more and more diverse. By 2040, it's estimated that whites for the first time will be a majority minority. That message is okay to good white people. That message is perfectly fine. Good white people like, oh, okay. We not gonna be the majority, cool. To some, they're afraid. And they're organizing. I ain't talking about the good ones, I'm talking about the worst. I'm talking about the ones that'll hang you, kill your kids, and don't care nothing about anything but their own kind. And so when we decide that we not gonna have these conversations because it's not politically correct, right? Or it doesn't look good to have these discussions in the public. What we're doing is we're giving cover to the worst types of people. And we just letting that virus grow unchecked. Just because we concerned about our jobs, our careers, and we not willing to make sacrifices to try to root out a cancer that's been plaguing this country from its birth. So how can something be so toxic to the greatness of America, but yet we are so afraid to talk about it? I choose not to be, so I will. And I don't want to give cover to killers and people that want my people dead. It was a church in my community. My community is pretty much majority black. Okay. We literally are shocked when we even see white people in my community. I'm dead serious. We're like, whoa, it's a white person. Wait. One of our churches had Black Lives Matter on the church. And you know what them weirdo racists did? Showed up with flags and pistols and guns and all kind of stuff to a church. And I'm supposed to be silent? Would you be silent if people showed up to your community with ISIS flags and pistols and M16s to your place of worship? Maybe you would. I'm not going, because now I'm seeing some of these scary, racist, domestic terrorist white people are scary. Straight up scary. Like, and I ain't, obviously, I shouldn't have to say this over and over. I'm not talking about good white people, but it's some, frankly, are scary because they scared. They think they getting ready to lose this country and they doing all kind of weird stuff. So it's dangerous, in my opinion, to not talk about this, especially when they showing up to my community armed. Queen, I ain't never heard of Community Bible Church. But I'm pretty sure it probably happened up there too. You know what I'm saying? But when they see people, because that's what people not talking about. See, people not talking about the rise of domestic terrorists. And see, I understand why some of these and good white people not talking about it, because they shame. Yeah. See, imagine if your cousin or your brother was a killer. Now, he your brother, but he a killer. Would you want to talk about that? You probably wouldn't, because you love your brother, right? Your sister, but they're a killer. It's embarrassing because it's in your family. But the right thing to do is to talk about the killer and the evil that's honestly within your family. See, because it's a whole lot of white people, they don't want to acknowledge the evil that has come from a lot of people in the white family. Now, I always say this is a whole lot of good white people, but you ain't good enough if you ain't speaking out on your evil cousin. I don't care that it's 90% of y'all good. If you not talking about the 10 of y'all, the 10% of y'all, or 5% or 4% that's willing to kill my people, you not my friend enough. I'm just keeping it real. So I'm of the opinion that we should speak out, talk about this stuff, and more importantly, find solutions to these problems. So that's the first thing I'm gonna talk about since we're talking about that Jerry Jones picture. The second thing, I told you I was gonna go talk about 8 different points. So one thing that I'm gonna get to Jerry and I'm gonna get to LeBron. One thing about race, all right, is race opinions from all of us, blacks, whites, Asian, all of us, are usually formed from experience. Some type of experience, okay? The Playmaker had a wonderful, and shout out to 105.3 The Fan, because they've been doing a good job of really tackling race. A good job. They invited calls and everything. I was very impressed with their coverage of what's going on with Jerry Jones, and I thought it was balanced. I thought it was very fair. I thought it was very balanced. And the most transparent person on there was the Playmaker. Michael Irvin came out and he talked about, which was so real. He said, if y'all knew some of the stuff I said about white people growing up, I probably wouldn't even have he didn't say something, but he basically, like, at some point in his past, he's had warped opinions of whites. And I also have to add myself to that equation. You know why? Because it was based on experience. What you mean? Like I told you, I come from an all black community. So the only thing I knew about Asian people, white people, Hispanic people, the only thing I knew what was presented to me from dinner tables, schools, churches, friends. It wasn't my experience. So, but I did have an opinion. So if you ask me about an Hispanic person or a white person or Asian person, I would give you a response. But it was not based on my firsthand experience of growing up with them, because I didn't run into many of them at all. So what does that mean? When you do recognize the fact that at this current moment, a lot and a majority of this country is white. There are many whites that, bless their heart, cannot relate what it's like to be outside of themselves, because they are around themselves mostly. So when you come across people that say stuff like, and these are white people, like, here we go bringing this race stuff up again. See, from their experience, their America is sometimes different than our America. And because they haven't had our experiences close up, some of them don't believe that America is different for them than it is to us. So just like I was in a bubble all around my people, some of them and a majority of white people are in bubbles, straight up insulated bubbles. And they can still be good people, but it would take a discussion or an experience for them to begin to see our world. So what really opened me up is when I went to the University of Houston. And I was around everybody, whites, Asians, Indians, blacks. And guess what I began to notice? I started to notice that I was the weird guy. I was weird. You know what I would do? I would tend to cater and hang around my people only because that's all I knew. That was my only experience. That was my only comfort. But then I started noticing as I would study with them, kick it with them, date them, just be around other races, I start noticing I'm weird around them. I don't talk to them normal like I talk to my black brothers and sisters. You know what I'm saying? I was different. And I began to change. I began to open up and learn that most of them are just like us, and we are mostly just like them with very small differences. Like the differences are usually stuff like music, food. That's usually almost the only difference when you really get close to people that's don't look like you. And what began to happen is my experience began to change my view of race, just like Michael Irvin. And Michael Irvin said one of the main things that happened to him is he went to a school that was mixed. And now when he would go back to his hood in Fort Lauderdale and people would try to tell him the white man is trying to keep you down, the white man is against you, it didn't register like it did in the past. You know why? Because he was now open to a different experience. He was now living and around white people that actually helped him in school, right? Helped him in life, gave him advice. Same thing happened to me at U of H. Now, I can't go back to my old community and then hear people say stuff like, the white man is holding you down. It's like, it's not like you saying, dog. And let me explain that. So first of all, I'm definitely not naive to act like there are not powerful, racist white people and all kinds of people that have elaborate schemes to keep us down. Yes, there are some. Yes, there are some that are very, very organized about trying to hold everybody down outside of their own people. Yeah. What do you think redlining was? That was a way for them to keep us segregated, even though it was against the law to have organized segregation. So they created, and these were high-level officials who schemed on a high level to organize districts to keep blacks and whites separate. Now, so it is powerful, evil schemes. Black people had syphilis planted on them for 40 years by the U.S. government. Documented. That's high-level schemes. So I want to be clear. Yeah, when people say the man, some of that is true. All right, let me give you a more recent example. Do you remember in 2008, the mortgage crisis that almost crashed the whole world system? That started from derivatives, where they was taking mortgages and packaging them for financial products and selling it. When the market crashed in 2008, guess who lost 40% of their income in a week? If you guessed it was black people, you was right.
You got fired.
But worse, why? Why did we lose all that wealth in America so fast? Guess why? Because banks targeted black communities with toxic products from mortgage companies intentionally. It was literally called ghetto loans, where they was going to black communities selling, and I'm talking about all kind of banks that some of y'all still do business with. See, I researched these banks, so I don't deal with these banks. So I know exactly who the banks are that did this. All you got to do is research it and just do a Google search, and you'll see that most of these banks, and these are top level banks, had to have settlements for targeting black communities with loans that they knew was toxic. So when the market crashed, black people lost 40% of their wealth because they was targets of a big banking scheme. As early as 2008. And then we all know about the crack epidemic. But see, what people don't talk about is how Reagan had a deal with the Iran-Contras where they was basically exchanging cocaine for arms, but was unloading the cocaine into black neighborhoods. So the crack epidemic that destroyed a whole lot of black communities and started warfare across this country, tribalized warfare, came from your own government. Documented. True. But see, but some people don't know this type of stuff. So they think we just making it up. They just think we making it up. They think we just, you playing a card game, bro. No, we not. No, this is not a card game. And that's why, to me, it's foolish to be silent. Like, I'm not gonna be silent and let y'all just organize on how to, and obviously I'm not talking about good white people or whoever else might be scheming on us, right? But I'm not gonna sit back and let you create schemes and, target my church and my community and all that kind of stuff and just be like, it's just not politically correct to have this conversation, so I'm going to go to my box and just be quiet. Nah. So that was point two. I know I went kind of on the deep end there, but race opinions, honestly, and this is from my experience, are usually formed from experience. And I'm honest enough, like the playmaker, to say, if I was Jerry Jones, you probably, and you heard me talk at 14, I probably said something stupid about white people. I'm just being honest. I probably said something stupid also about Hispanics. I probably said something insensitive about people that's homosexual or trans at 14. But boss now, Marcus Smith now is different than, and I'm not giving Jerry no pass. This is not a pass. I'm just measuring this Kool-Aid. And then we go get into the details. All right. This is another thing we gonna talk about, which dealing with race and also dealing with that picture. And I'm gonna keep it real with y'all. Some people just want to not like the Dallas Cowboys. That's all it is. Especially those Philly guys and Philly content creators and all of them. See, it's a lot of jealousy on the Dallas Cowboys. So you also getting a whole bunch of false black self-righteousness. Like, how can you guys support Jerry Jones? If it was me, I would just disannounce my team. Okay. Cool, bro. Cool. Sure. And they're taking a picture to try to to appear as they're blacker than you. And they're more for the cause than you. But really what's behind it is I just don't like the Cowboys, and I'm conveniently taking a shot at y'all because of this picture. That's the real root of some of these so-called people agitated from this picture. And I see right through it. Cause I measure Kool-Aid, bro. You not go womp me. You not go willy foo me. And you not go try to make me feel like I'm a sellout because I'm a fan of the Dallas Cowboys over a controversial picture. That's why I asked if he was racist, what you gonna do about it? See, because let me tell you something. If it was real evidence of Jerry being racist, I would still be a fan and I would wear his ass out. I would be turning him up and still supporting the Cowboys. Boss, how could you do that? You're a sellout. Okay. Well, I'm going to put it like this. Before Jerry Jones bought this team, I was a Dallas Cowboy fan before he purchased the team. I'm not supporting Jerry. I'm supporting them. Jerry just the owner. There's going to be a time Jerry's going to die. Steven going to die. Them grandkids going to die. But what's going to live on is the LLC called the Dallas Cowboys. So I'm smart enough to know I can support the Dallas Cowboys and call out evil if it's evil. I do it all the time. That's why people don't like my channel. Some people don't like my channel because I be calling out front office. Boss, how can you be a fan and talk about Kellen Moore and talk about front office? Because I'm actually, truly, really a fan. Because to me, if you really a fan, you call out anything that's hurting us. So that's my question. What you gonna do about it if he is racist? If you really believe he racist, well, you need to start your YouTube channel and you need to start speaking out about it. Why still flagging your damn team? And see, I wear this coat with pride. You know why? Because being a Dallas Cowboy is even bigger than Jerry. It's about my family, bro. What you mean it's about your family? My daddy knew I supported this team so much that he bought me I was in high school. He bought me this $300 coat, leather coat, and put my initials in it. The Cowboys is more than just a team to me. It's a way that I also have memories about some of the best days of my life with my family. I supposed to give that up over Jerry? Nah, I ain't giving that up. I ain't giving that up if he end up being a member of the KKK. I'm not going to be one of them. I denounce the Dallas Cowboys like LeBron James. And I'm not saying LeBron is wrong for that. If that helps you with your conviction, cool. And I'm not mad at you for doing it. And I don't think you wrong. I don't think you right. I'm just like, I'm gonna support the team. If it's racism, I'm gonna call out the racism and I'm gonna still flag my Dallas Cowboys while I'm calling out the owner. That's just me. So for all these people that just want to, fall for these content creators out here like, oh man, hockey, you guys are some Uncle Toms. You ain't watching my channel if you think I'm an Uncle Tom. You sure ain't. Because everybody that watch this channel know I speak very openly about whatever I want to. And I'm not afraid. And let me tell you the main reason I'm not afraid. Y'all want to really know the main reason I'm not afraid to speak on race? Because see, when you scared to speak on race, you are literally catering to a minority of people that don't even matter. Because it's a very, very small minority of people that are diehard racists. So why would I care or fear their feelings? You ain't shit. Like y'all lost the Civil War, and you weirdos still rocking Confederate flags like y'all coming back. Bro, you not coming back. You lost. The South will not rise again. You're dead, dog. And all you, like, all these, like, let me tell you something. Because, see, this is what pissed me off about a lot of races. They literally try to treat us like we stupid. They will come around us with a Confederate flag and say, hey, you shouldn't have a problem with this. I'm just representing my heritage. Okay. Bruh, I need you to stop trying to act like that's not very offensive what your whack ass is doing. Okay? Because, see, what you calling with that Confederate flag, heritage, was a terrorist flag to my people. When we saw that flag, we feared for our lives. Our churches got bombed behind that flag. And also, when we would fight for this country, we would have problems when we gave blood for this country because of that damn flag. So no, I'm not cool with you rocking that terroristic ass Southern flag around me. And I don't apologize. Nor am I kissing your Confederate racist ass. For what? Nah, you ain't go. And then they try to gaslight you like, oh, you guys are mad for nothing. You shouldn't be mad about us representing our heritage and Robert E. Lee and all these people who wanted your people in chains for the rest of your life and all of my people that wanted you guys to be property. Oh, I supposed to just let you rock that around me? And then y'all put that on your Facebook profiles and you put that on your YouTube profiles, identifying where you stand on that topic. You showing you very insensitive to my people and the trauma that we went through behind race division. But you're not supposed to talk about it. It's a card game. I came here for the Dallas Cowboys, boss. I just came here to talk about race. Okay, well, if you didn't come to hear about race, and if you think this is a game, then just tune out. If you want to go to your white bubble and pretend that we don't have issues in this country, then cool. Go continue to be insensitive and act like we don't have problems that has existed since the start of this country. And you not cool. I don't think you cool. I know you're a very insensitive, selfish white person. Because, oh, this gets on my nerves to hear about it. Well, I tell you what, it's worse to experience it. So I know it hurts your feelings because you gotta hear about us talk about what we actually going through. But yeah, it's worse to experience it. Yeah. So let's talk about. Oh, don't get me started on that flag. You say that's not their flag; they stole it. So that's one thing I want to talk about at that Jerry pitches. Some people just want to not like the Dallas Cowboys, and I don't entertain those types. When I smell it on them, I don't even entertain you, bro, because ain't nothing I can tell you is gonna do anything anyway. So when it comes out of that picture, let's get down to the nitty gritty. We gotta honestly deal with actions, in my opinion, versus looks. Okay. To me, we got to deal with actions versus looks. I had a real good conversation with another content creator. And I told him, I said, I'm going to talk about this stuff today, bro, because I get a lot of people on my channel that's been asking me about it. And they want to hear my perspective on it. And I'm like, I said, I'm going to tackle it. And he said, before you tackle it, let me give you some thoughts. And he did. He gave me some good thoughts. I'm not going to expose, who I had this conversation with, because I want to leave it up to them to have this conversation. I don't want to put nobody brands into something that they might not feel comfortable with. And I'm not judging people who might not want to talk about this. That's none of my business. I have my reasons of why I talk about this. All right. But when we was talking about the true history of Jerry Jones and the true actions that looks like he's not racist more than is racist, okay? And don't, Montana, The African Americans, bro. I feel you on that, bro. Oh man. Oh, bro. I'm gonna get into that before I get out of here. Like how African Americans itself is not even true. See, when people say African Americans, that's an assumption that we only came here because we came here on boats. That's a very demeaning way to describe our contribution to the history of this country. But if you really look at archaeology and you really look at the facts of America, both North and South America, black people was already here before those English boats arrived. And it's also very evident from the archaeology and the statues that show those round ass noses on those statues. Big fat ass noses that don't look nothing like no white people. So African American, bro, listen, bro, when you dealing with people of color, we've always been worldwide people. Always. We always been exploring this whole world. Oh man, Montana, don't get me started. And let me tell you something. It's a whole lot of stuff and credit that has been taken away from us as a people. Thomas Edison is supposed to be the person that invented electricity. Well, how the hell, and I'm just being real, to where you can't run no game on me because you trying to uplift your people and then down my people with false history. So let me just tell y'all something. You know, with those Egyptian hieroglyphics, they found saw grooves. How do you have saw grooves without electricity? Some of y'all don't even know this, some of y'all do. But it's no soot in the pyramids. No soot. None. So how do you go through halls and halls of pitch black without soot that's supposed to keep fires ablaze? Unless it was lighting from electricity. So the truth is, blacks, whites, Asians, Hispanics, all of us are brilliant humans. But credit is taken from some to uplift others. I want to talk about that, especially because you talked about African Americans, bro. We are way bigger than just being African Americans. That is, I don't want to be described like that either. I don't want to, I don't want to be described because we, as well as also Hispanic. You know who also worldwide and been worldwide? Hispanics. And don't let me get started on how Hispanics, in terms of the Dallas Cowboys, are greatly underrepresented. It's a damn shame how there's not enough Hispanic representation with the Dallas Cowboys. I mean that. You talking about a people that's extremely loyal to the Dallas Cowboys with very little representation. See, I'm in Oak Cliff, so if you go west of Oak Cliff and look at West Oak Cliff, that's mostly Hispanics. Man, them people wrap their cars in Dallas Cowboy gear. Like they whole houses are brands for the Dallas Cowboys. But you hardly see any Hispanic people on .com. You don't see enough Hispanic representation on the fan. It's not enough for how loyal and devoted they are to branding the Dallas Cowboys. Oh man. So anyway, but going back to Jerry Jones, when we talking about actions versus looks. So it's a couple of things that when I was having this conversation that was super real. My boy said Tony Romo. Please don't start that, bro. Don't start that. Tony Romo, please don't start that, bro. But check this out. But my brother I was talking to today, he made an excellent point. He said, man, when you say is a pianist, right, or a violinist, right, or is, that's somebody that's very committed to whatever the is stems from. So if you're a true racist, you are really all about your people and you don't care nothing about the other people. That's what my brother told me. Very, very, very astute. And I love that what he said. And then we got to talking about some of the examples that made me lean on Jerry being way more not racist than racist. To me, the biggest example was Brent. What was that dude that I forgot his name? It was Brent. But he killed his best friend in a car accident. Can y'all give me his name? I need to get his full name because I want to put him up. I want to kind of show who I'm talking about. It was Brent, but he killed his friend in a car accident. And in that car accident, it was a lot of media pushback and calls from the media to cut him. And he was on the practice squad. He was basically insignificant. And it was pressure from the mainstream media to fire this dude. Black dude. Josh Brent, thank you. Because I want to look him up real quick. Because I know a lot about his history that's super important. Okay. So if Jerry was racist, right? Bro, that's a super easy low-hanging fruit to get rid of to appease the mob of fans that wanted him released. And Jerry basically said, F y'all, for an insignificant brother in terms of totem pole, and put Brent on the sideline and stood with him on the sideline against public pressure. That was the actions versus the look. Because if he would have just got rid of him, it would have helped him. Because it would have made him look like he was tough on thugs. But guess what? Jerry said, I'm not rushing to no judgment. We gonna let this play out in court. This is my guy. This is my employee. And we gonna let this thing ride out until we know the actual truth. Yeah, I'm gonna show y'all. Brent, Josh Brent. That's not the actions of a racist. If we looking at actions versus a look. But then, even later on, Josh Brent is right here getting slammed on the ground about 2 years ago, and he's currently working for the Dallas Cowboys. And his shirt is off, and he's having a mental issue happening in Capel, and a scout for the Dallas Cowboys. A scout. The PR on that looks horrible. Did Jerry fire him? Nope. Same actions as when he was a player. Consistent. We go let this play out. We go find out what's behind this mental breakdown. And then once we know the truth, I'm going to take action. And what happened is he really just suffered from a mental breakdown, and he still works for the Dallas Cowboys. To me, that's not actions of a person that's committed to only his people. That's to me somebody that's looking at this from a human perspective, regardless of color. Even though it's a bad look on your brand. That's what I'm saying when I'm looking at this actions versus what things can appear to be. So a couple of other examples are some obvious ones. Nate Newton, Do y'all remember he got caught with 20 pounds of weed? I'm a black man. And I'm going to be honest, I don't know if I would feel comfortable putting you in front of my brand with those type of decisions. Because the brand for Jerry Jones is the Dallas Cowboys. Jerry still has Mr. Nate Newton employed with the Dallas Cowboys with a microphone and all of that. To me, honestly, I'm just keeping it real. That's not the actions of a racist, y'all. A racist would have wanted to quickly show that they're tough on crime. Nah. And obviously the playmaker. Oh my God. I mean, ooh wait. The playmaker? Do you know how many owners would have walked away from the playmaker with his antics? He showed up to court with a mink coat and some lokes on after being in a room with prostitutes and cocaine.
Yoga fire.
And Jerry was like, I rocks with you. This is a bad PR, but I'm gonna rock with you. I'm gonna help you get into the Hall of Fame. I'm gonna help you work with the NFL Network. I'm gonna help you do all of that, even though you was with prostitutes and cocaine. God dog, that is not the actions. And my boy Jay Tuck had me rolling today. My boy Jay Tuck tweeted. He said if Jerry was racist, he would have went for the instinct to draft TJ Watt over Taco. Give Jay Tuck a hand, bro. Jay Tuck. Oh my God, bro! Listen to that. That's the number one proof right there that you know that Jerry's not racist. How in the hell do you draft Taco over TJ? But Tuck had me crying. I was dying on Twitter. I said, boy, Jay Tuck. I said, this boy is the king of Twitter. That boy had me crying. But let's also deal with something that continues to come up, to where Jerry did drop a big old ball on race. Yeah, Jerry, you dropped the ball on race bad. You did. And this is also why some people suspect you, Jerry. Some people hating on you. But boy, he handled that flag anthem bad. Bad. It's no other way to say it. He handled that whole flag anthem like trash. See, cause Jerry, y'all gotta remember, they was following us around with cameras that year. People don't remember that. So it was a whole lot of background information that came out on the protest that was happening behind Kaepernick. And Jerry spoke out and he said, y'all got to look at why people are protesting and not just the protests. Look at the why behind what they're doing. So he said, look at the why behind what they're doing, right? And so Jerry being Jerry, he trying to have the perfect down the middle way to take a stance on race, right? And against racism and all that kind of stuff, and against police brutality and all that kind of stuff. And so he comes out and he takes a knee, photo op before the Arizona game. right? He was trying to find a compromise to where we're going to bring attention to this problem of this country, but we don't want to do it during the anthem because that's going to offend a whole nother side of people who look at the flag symbolically, especially with alleged fallen soldiers. So he did the photo op. Obviously, people still booed. And it wasn't even during the anthem. So if you booed the protests and it wasn't during the anthem, you really don't have a problem with the protest during the anthem. You have a problem with the protests. I'm gonna say that again. For everybody that booed Jerry, the Arizona game, and the Dallas Cowboys who took a knee before the anthem, you are not mad at the anthem. You're mad at black people for speaking out against injustice. And I'm going to add, also, you are a fraud. Because Jerry tried to strike balance by coming out and showing support for those of us who had a problem with what was happening with police brutality against blacks. But yet you booed. Okay? And I'm going to call it out for what it is. You are a fraud. And it shows that it really never was about the protests. It was more so you picking a side and a way to keep a wedge between black and white unity. My boy Bobby said Abe Lincoln as well as Martin Luther King were Republicans. Yeah, I hear you. You know, it's some historic things that happened between Democrats and Republicans. You know, I'm not gonna get into that history too much, but also do more research too when you start talking about Democrat versus Republicans. And I would also give you a clue and look at those Southern Democrats. You know, now I'm not getting into Democrat or Republican on this. That's a much longer and tougher discussion. But I'm an independent. So I'm not flagging neither. I don't flag either side. So, and I'm gonna stay that way till I die. I'm not gonna be Republican or Democrat. I want both of them to fight for my vote. I'm not gonna just give any one of them my vote. I'm not gonna just stand on one side and be like, I stand with this side. No, I stand in the middle and I let both of y'all present your case, and I go where the people that's gonna represent me and my people, and I ain't just talking about black people, I'm talking about my community. The right way. I'm independent. And I'm gonna tell y'all something, most of y'all should be independent. Because have you noticed the independent states get the most political attention? Do you notice that they get the most appropriations? Why? Because people actually got to fight for your vote when you're independent. But if you just give your vote to one side or the other, then they take you for granted. It's just the truth. I want you fighting for me. I want you fighting for what I'm going to do. So every election, I'm in the middle, damn it. I'm in the middle. Convince me, Republican or Democrat, convince me why I should rock with you. I want to make sure that you are representing my interests. I'm not going to just rock with you and your checklist of what you say represent my principles. Because on both sides, some principles don't represent me. On both sides, Republican or Democrat. All right, so anyway, that's just me. And that's me, man. Just keeping it real. I mean, listen, man. I don't follow crowds on nothing. I just don't follow crowds, bro. I'm not gonna be over here Trump, Biden. I'm gonna be over here like, let me listen to both of y'all. Let me look at both of y'all. I'm not just Trump 2024, Biden 2024. Hell nah. Y'all better fight for my vote, and I want to make sure that you represent what's important to me. Independent life, baby. On everything. I'm independent YouTuber. I'm an independent voter. Ooh, Keystone. My boy Keystone in here. Boy, I see Key say, hold on real quick. Hold on. My boy Key say, God, why is my boy Super Chat not coming up. It's acting glitchy. My bad, Key. But yo, I just want to read his Superstar. He said Malcolm X said the bullet or the ballot or the bullet. Ooh, see, I might need to have more ratios, cause see y'all, I see y'all real today. Man, I'm gonna probably start another channel, man. I'm gonna start talking about politics, bro, for real. I might, cause I know I think different, bro. Oh, but hold on, man. I appreciate this. My boy said Boss Cowboy Sports has been on a Hall of Fame arc this past couple of weeks with this content. Yeah, bro. I appreciate it, bro. I really mean what I'm saying. Now all of a sudden this stuff want to work. Yeah. Keystone, it took your stuff, bro. It's tripping. So anyway, I want to also be honest where Jerry dropped the ball, because this is what truly happened. Jerry came out and tried to make that stance, right? That compromising stance to where, okay, I'm gonna try to, do good by both sides. I'm not gonna offend people who don't want to protest during the anthem, and I'm gonna give reputation to people who want awareness around injustice around blacks, okay, and police brutality, right? I appreciate the Keystone, bro. I don't know why I tripped out on you. I know you've been patient. Let me try one more time. I want to get your super chat in here though, bro. Keystone is a day one. Now it's working. There it is. It just was acting glitchy, bro. I don't know why, but my comments, they've been acting really funky lately, bro. It's been very it's still acting funny. You can see it. Y'all give me 1 second though. I'm trying to get my boy comment on here. Yeah, it's acting stupid. It's something about it's not syncing, bro. It's not syncing. All right. But anyway, so anyway, I'm gonna keep it real on it. So then what also happened is right around that time when Jerry did that, Trump came out and started talking about them sons of bitches. If I was one of them owners, I would tell one of them sons of bitches to take a stand or you're fired. And Jerry bent the knee to the pressure. He sure did. He bit the knee. Cause see, you gotta understand. Listen, y'all. Do y'all want me to lie to you or keep it real? Do you want me to lie to you or keep it real? Jerry had a $1 billion decision to make with Trump went at him. I want y'all to realize that 70 million people voted for Trump. And when you're a politician that has influence over 70 plus million people, that boy Jerry was like, I'm not finna mess up my bread behind you black people. And he tripped out, sold out. So yeah, and that's when he came out with, if you protest during the anthem, you are fired. Because you was pandering to that massive crowd that was provoked by Trump. Yep. So honestly, Jared, you really should have just stayed out the movement. I'm gonna just be honest with you. And see, when you start dealing with race, you gotta understand, bro. You go pay a price. You understand? You go pay a price. All right. You go pay a price. So don't jump in this like you did, Jerry. You jumped in with this business mentality. Oh, I'm a come in here. I'm a closer. I'm a make both sides like me. I'm a still protest because I do believe, and he also said this too, that there are injustices against blacks. He said that openly. You know what I'm saying? So he said this openly, right? And he out there with that business mentality, like, I'm finna find the middle ground. I'm gonna protest with my players because it's important to them. And it's important to America. But I'm not gonna offend people that don't want it done doing the national anthem. And it's gonna be the perfect compromise. Man, you got dunked on your head. So listen, if you go talk about this, just be willing to live with what happens with it. And Jerry just showed, in my opinion, that he go pick his bread over us.
Yoga fire.
That don't mean you racist, but that also clearly shows you not willing to make the ultimate sacrifices for our pain. So I just see, then in that case, you just should have stayed out of it, Jerry. Because what happened is you gave people a case to say now that you racist because of how you handled the anthem. You handled the flag and the Kaepernick thing bad. All right? And just keeping it real. So when I look at it, I see more capitalism in his ball drop over the anthem. And I see this as about money than about how his feelings towards blacks. Because there's a whole lot of blacks that still offended at Jerry over, if you guys take a knee. And let me ask you a question. If he meant what he said, did he actually do it? Nope. Because do y'all remember when Poe took a knee? Did he get fired? Nope. Because he said, I'll fire you on the spot. Yeah, that was Jerry catering to the New Balance crowd. The New Balance. See, there's a New Balance crowd when it comes down to the flag and Kaepernick. I call them the New Balance. You know, the fake, angry whites that pretend like they're gonna take a stand if you side with blacks. Oh, I'm never. And see, see, a lot of y'all, I'm gonna be honest, a lot of y'all don't really know why the NFL did a massive about face about Black Lives Matter. You know what really happened with Black Lives Matter? How they went from avoiding it, hardly talking about it, acting like they were gonna ignore it, to then putting it on helmets. You know what really showed up? Money. See, a lot of people don't know this, but blacks are the best spenders in the world. We spend a lot of money. A lot of money. So I want y'all to see, why do you think Nike ran at that Kaepernick campaign? All them New Balance people that act like they offended about the flag, all them New Balance, you know, undercover racists. I will never support Nike again. Man, Nike stock blew up overnight. Why? Because guess who spend money on Nikes? We do. If you go in a whole lot of black people closets, except if you're in New Orleans where they wear Reeboks, you gonna see about 30 pairs of Nikes. But if you go in your white friend closet who wear New Balance, you ain't gonna even see no Nikes at all. The people who built Nike and the wealth of Nike is us. So Nike jumped at it. I want to. For business, Nike was like, Cap, you want to do a commercial? Yeah, my boy DMV say I only wear Nike besides Yeezys. What? Bro, in everything. See, let me tell you what Nike is to black people. This is real what I'm getting ready to say. Oh, I'm gonna give you the perfect example, bro. At U of H, we play USC. Keyshawn Johnson came out on the field, and this is when Keyshawn was a dog. The first thing he did, and it made the whole team turn flat. I want y'all to hear me out. Keyshawn came out and said, he looked at our feet. He said, oh, these mother effers got on Reeboks. We finna beat y'all ass. And guess what? We was like, y'all are. Because Nike meant you official. That's how black people look at it. Not all black people, but yeah, but DMV, you feel me, dog? Bro, we built Nike. And so what happened is them billionaires start measuring who was really talking and who was about the bread. And what started happening is, and this is also why we honestly need black owners. Because see, I'm gonna tell you, you billionaires, owners, y'all are genius, but y'all are also dumb at the same time. If any one of y'all would have signed Kaepernick even to be on your bitch, you would have got so much money from black people, it would have blew your mind. It don't matter what team. If he would have went to the Jags, all of us would have bought by 10 jerseys. He could have been an 8-stringer. We would have bought 10 jerseys. Yeah. And rocked it. Like, yeah, I'm a Cowboy fan, but I rock this jersey. This number 7. I rock this. Yeah. They left billions on the table catering to New Balance, racist white dudes, and white people who don't even spend money anyway. And when they added it up, they was like, shit, the people that's spending the money on these tickets, the people that's buying these jerseys, the people that's buying our products, are these same people that's supporting Black Lives Matter. Put that on our helmets. Money talk. So what we really need is we need some black owners. That's what we need. And some Hispanic owners. We need some diversity in ownership. That's the biggest problem. I ain't trying to hear about NFL racism with coaches when you got 100% ownership by only one group. Bruh, none of us would trust one group from a jury. So why should we trust one group as owners? You expect these 32 owners to really understand blacks, Hispanics, or Asians? No, they understand them. They understand their world. They don't understand our world. They don't. So if you have people who making decisions for you that can't relate with you, we go see disparity, especially with coaching. So we keep trying to fix coaching with Rooney rules. No, you fix coaching by demanding that we have diversity of ownership that represents, at least to some degree, the diversity of this country. It's enough Hispanic billionaires to do it. It's enough black billionaires to do it. It's enough Asian billionaires to fully diversify the ownership of the NFL, and you will see a whole lot better diversity amongst coaches. So to me, we shooting at the wrong shit. Like we over here, oh, we need to change the Rooney Rule. No, we need to talk about changing ownership. And more than talk about it, we need to be willing to do something about it if we really want change. So anyway, all right, so I want to talk about that flag thing real quick because I'm just keeping it real. He dropped the ball on that. I ain't gonna kiss nobody ass, not even Jerry Jones. That's why I said I didn't even care that he was 14. If he would have been that dude in the front, I would have been going off. Like, Jerry, you mean you was in his face? Shit, nah. So this is one thing that I want to talk about. We all need to be careful of the profit motive of race division. I'm going to say that again. We all need to be careful of the profit motive of race division. This also, I'm just keeping it real, y'all. This does happen on both sides. It's a profit motive for some. I'm being honest. To some, it's a legitimate hustle. Some people started with good intentions, and then you develop okay, I'm gonna tell you who go really feel me. YouTubers go feel me when I say this. Like, a lot of us start channels and stuff like that, and we have we'll have a pure desire, and then as you're growing, you start noticing a pattern of the people that support you. And you start noticing the dominant thoughts of the people that support you. And you start knowing how to give them what they want to hear. So I'm going to just tell you the truth. There are some black leaders that started off with the right intentions, developed a following, and now they know they have a following of blacks that support them, and they take pictures like this and they don't speak objectively about it and fair about it. They're talking to that crowd that was built based on them at first being originally for the cause. And it becomes a hustle. And so I did a show before where I showed and I proved and I showed pictures of this. I said, have y'all noticed that in all the major protests that sparked protests around the country, Trayvon Martin, Michael Brown, George Floyd, I said, have y'all noticed they never show the crowd or even talk about the crowd? Boss, what you mean? Because if they talked about the crowd, it would calm the fears of race division in the country. Boss, what you mean? Because when you really look at the protesters in with Michael Brown, Trayvon Martin, and George Floyd was mostly white.
Yoga fire.
See, but when you hustling race, when race is your hustle, both sides watch a burning building. See, when you black and George Floyd died, you're watching because you're hoping that, hey man, hopefully this is the thing that's gonna spark the change. So you watch all the news and you watch all the stuff that's happening and you're watching. But in the midst of you watching, you still go get that advertisement, you go still get that commercial, meaning they still getting paid. So, but you watching. And if you on the other side and you watching buildings getting burned and they saying, these people are trying to tear up your community, you watching. So guess what? The news is making money off both sides. So why would they calm your fears by saying, look, y'all, the majority of these protesters are white? Because if they said that, it would go against the narrative that America is burning down, and then the fears would then calm down, but that also means less people would watch. That's why we got to be careful of the profit motive of race. And that's why it's very important that we think and watch independently. And that's why I'm not going to let none of y'all put no damn key in my back over a picture of a 14-year-old. I'm not going to let you get hyped up because I really do know there's race problems, but you're not going to flash no picture and try to make dots connect that don't connect. So let's talk about this picture in terms of dots that don't connect, that these race hustlers try to get to connect that don't connect. So when you really listen and read what they were saying and look at that picture, and you look and you see they were saying stuff like Jerry Jones was in a crowd of whites that was preventing blacks from being integrated into their school. He should have known better. Listen, y'all, that will work on Willie the Foo-Foo, but that ain't working on me. Because see, when I really look at that picture, I see cameras, I see kids, I see grown people, and I see black people trying to get in, which means it was a whole lot of people there with all kind of different motives. So it was people there that was covering the historic event. It was likely kids there that was watching. It was also some kids there that was trying to prevent them from segregating. And this is the biggest thing I'm gonna say. I do not want to live in a country to where I'm guilty of speculation. I don't want you to be able to pull up a picture of me when I was 14 and then put a caption on it. Boss Cowboy was a thug when he was 14 and was violent. And then everybody like, see, boss, I always knew. From that? No, bro. Those dots don't connect. And I'm not going to let y'all connect dots to me that don't connect. Just because you trying to race hustle me. I ain't going to let you race hustle me, dog. Black person or white person. I ain't gonna let nobody race hustle me. So let me tell you the truth in my opinion of this picture. You know what this picture really shows me? Jerry Jones has an instinct that has never left him. If them cameras around, his ass showing up.
Yoga fire.
Yeah. Jerry Jones, that's who Jerry Jones is. Jerry Jones has always been an opportunist for the camera.
Yoga fire.
And that 40-year-old Jerry Jones has the same instincts of 80-year-old Jerry Jones. He knows how and when to get in front of them damn cameras.
Yoga fire. Yoga flame.
And I'm not gonna let people take a picture of a guy doing this and try to make him the guy that had the cigarette in his mouth just because he's doing this. So this is the thing I say. If you can think of a truly real, not reach, real, reasonable doubt, I'm not gonna let you give me one. What you mean? Yeah, if you can think of a real reasonable doubt, I'm not gonna let you plant yours in my head. What you mean? All right. So for instance, okay, let's look at some scenarios and let's talk about the or. Jerry Jones was blocking the black kids from getting into school. Or he wanted to be on camera. Or he wanted to get the first-hand view of what happened so he could be the best person to relay it to his class when he went back to class. Or he helped one of the cameramen know exactly where the location was so he can get the footage. It's too many scenarios it could be for us to just assume one. So if there's a true, realistic, reasonable doubt of why he was there, why would I let you choose which one of those it is? You trying to make me a sucker, and I will not be that for you, dog.
Yoga fire.
Just keeping it real. And this is what I'm gonna say about this Jerry thing to my black brothers and sisters. Jerry at 14 is not the hill to die on. This is not the fight that we want, y'all. The timing is off. See, let me tell you something. If we get baited to trying to create a national conversation over Jerry at 14, what we're gonna do foolishly is give people fuel that call us complainers and crybabies. This is not the hill to die on. This is not the one that we should choose as the reason to be so offended about the obvious race issues in this country. This is not the one. And this is the last time you're gonna hear me talk about this, because this is actually a waste. Because if you try to really make hell over Jerry Jones at 14 just looking, man, we gonna look like some damn crybabies. What we see, honestly, if you go talk about race, you gotta leave these people who don't believe that racism is real no excuse. You gotta show them this. That's what they need. Because see, remember, a majority of this country is white. A majority of this country don't know no idea what it's like to live as a black person or a white person. So everything that they've learned is just what's been taught to them at dinner tables. And the people that's around them, some of them cannot relate with the injustices. So stuff like George Floyd puts it in their face. See, honestly, it's about timing. And we as black people need to be smart enough to know when to fight and when not to. This is not the fight, dog. No, this is not the fight. This is a damn waste of time. And this ain't gonna lead to nothing. This ain't gonna lead to nothing. It's a waste. So when we see people have no idea how intelligent Martin Luther King was, because they already had a plan on what to do about the segregation of blacks when we was being made to sit on the back of buses. But they needed the perfect optics to roll out the play. So what they did is they planted Rosa Parks.
Yoga fire.
Because all of us got Rosa Parks in our families. Glasses, church members, good people, help the kids. And when you put the right image to a people who can't relate with the injustices, you put an image in front of them that helped them get it. You put an image in front of them that helped them get it. And that's what Rosa Parks was. So when Rosa Parks stood up, it was intentional, because they was like, we finna make all of you people who don't give a damn about what we going through look at the Rosa Parks in your family. See, Martin Luther King, they didn't pick no football player to be the person to stand up about not sitting on the back of the bus. Because see, when you big and black, nobody feels sorry for you. Nobody feel sorry for you. But all of us, whether you Asian, you white, Hispanic, we relate with the Rosa Parks types. And then when you a good white person or a good Hispanic, it'll make something rise up against you to say, hold on, y'all not finna take that lady and manhandle her to go sit in the back. No, I can't stand for that. Just keeping it real. I can't stand for that. So, I'm telling y'all, in my opinion, don't listen. We can talk about this, but I'm not finna be the person that's finna fight about this. All right? I'm not finna be, because this is honestly not obvious enough. And I don't want to plant the flag on something that's going to be used to say that we're just complaining. And because we're dealing with a 14-year-old Jerry, for people who want to ignore black injustices, that's how they go see it. So I'm not going to even have that fight. I'm not going to even start it because I already know how some of y'all go think. I'm going to just wait on the next one. One that's, sadly, I got to do this, but sadly, I got to wait on the next one. I got to wait on the one that's real obvious to where you have no excuse to ignore it. That's just the honest to God truth. I got to wait on somebody else having a knee on their neck. Somebody else shot in their back 7 times. That's when it's time to fight. This ain't, Jerry at 14 is not the time to fight, y'all. I'm just keeping it real. We got to wait. Wait till the next time that something happen that's obvious injustice. Just to be frank, this is not obvious. It's just not obvious. If it's not obvious, don't try to make it obvious. It's going to be used against us. So I'm going to say this, okay? And then I'm going to talk about LeBron James to close it out. If Jerry racist, what you go do? What you go do if he racist? What you go do? What you go do? I'm going to tell you something. If it came out that Jerry was racist, I'm calling him out. And I'm still wearing my leather coat that my dad bought for me and put my initials in it. Because this coat is about a reminder of the love that my dad has for me. To where he recognized my passions even when I was a boy. That almost made me choke. Is my dad, he know that I love this game. And he know I love this team. And he knew that. He knew that when I was growing up. He recognized it in me. He did. And he spent a lot of money to say, son, I see what you passionate about. And I just want to support what you support. And I just see it. I see you around the house. I see your passion for this team. You think I'm going to get it up for some motherfucking Jerry Jones? You think I'm going to give up my history for Jerry goddamn Jones? You think I'm going to give up my dinner tables of what I experienced with my family over Jerry Jones? Man, I ain't finna get that up for nobody. Do you understand me? So what you gonna do about it? Cause the Dallas Cowboys is more than a team to me. It's more than a team to me. Yeah. Yeah. It ain't about no owner. But I tell you this. If you decided, bro. If you decided, hey, I ain't gonna support. If you pull the LeBron James and be like, I can't support you no more. Okay. I'm not even mad at that. I ain't gonna be like, you wasn't a real fan. Listen, bro, that's your convictions. It's cool. I ain't gonna call you fake. You wasn't no real fan. The only way you can stop being a Dallas Cowboy fan is if you go out in the casket. Okay, sure. Nah, that ain't me. If LeBron walked away, cool. That's your convictions. I'm not walking away from my history. I'm not walking away from the memories. I see, cause see, some of the best times of my life, dog, was sitting around dinner tables and Thanksgiving with my family and watching my mom, bro, and my dad talk about the history of the Cowboys with a look in their eye. With a look in their eye. And just watching him say, Marcus, I know you love these Cowboys, but man, if you experience what we experienced with Staubach Neil, man, it's crazy, but they was even more exciting. And those were the happiest times of my life. So I support this team more so because I want my sons to have those types of experiences to where we're able to bond. Like I bond with my family over the Cowboys. And I supposed to let a picture, an inconclusive picture, sway me from 25 years of my life? You out your mind. You can kiss me all over. And so to talk about LeBron James, this is what I'm gonna say. All right. Because I've been watching a lot of people tweets. LeBron James is right. And LeBron James wasn't talking about Jerry Jones. LeBron James was talking about the media. He was talking about how the energy, when it came down to protecting Jewish people, was a whole lot different than the media energy to protect black people. That's what he was saying. And he is also right. See, because if you notice, we are treated different. Because when it comes to black people, we're told to get over it. It was a long time ago. But when it comes down to the Jewish community, they're told never forget the Holocaust. But see, y'all experienced the Holocaust, but we did too. Y'all experienced it, but y'all experienced it within a short space of time. We experienced it over 200 years of slavery. But see, we told to forget all that, to get over all that. They are told, don't ever forget that. And if we think you talking about that part of our history with disrespect, you are going to be held accountable. Because we care about our history and we care about how we was done. And you not gonna make light of it, Kyrie. You stand up in here and you apologize about a tweet you sent. What you mean? I didn't agree with the whole thing. I just sent out a tweet. I was more so talking about the fact that this person was also saying in this movie that blacks was also Jews. I don't care. Part of that movie denied the Holocaust, and that means you're saying it. No, I'm not saying that. I don't care. It's still the big word. Yeah. You don't like Jews. So LeBron was basically saying, where y'all energy at? That's what he was saying. Hey y'all ain't asked me no questions about that. See, but when it comes down to how y'all represent it, oh, you took it serious. when it come down to even the possibility that you could be putting out a narrative, you was ready to shut it down. Anti-Semitic. Yeah, it's Kyrie. Are you anti-Semitic? Bro, I shared a tweet. I didn't put no context on the tweet. But are you anti-Semitic? We want to be sure. Because if you are, we gonna kick you out the league. Matter of fact, we're gonna suspend you anyway. LeBron James was saying, where's that energy when it come down to us? And he wasn't talking about Jerry Jones. He was just like, hey, y'all, I just noticed y'all had no questions for me. I noticed that. In other words, we went through some stuff too, and we want y'all to take it just as serious as you take anything that could be anti-Semitic. Because y'all jumped at that quick, and y'all started connecting all kind of dots that did not directly connect. But, oh, you sent out a tweet, and then in this tweet, it was about a movie, and then in that movie, it had a part in it that denied the Holocaust, and then we're going to tie that to you. See, you connected all these damn dots over a shared tweet. But you can't ask me no questions over Jerry? That's what LeBron was saying. And to be honest, as black people, you got to recognize when somebody is being an advocate for your mistreatment. I don't like LeBron as an athlete. I don't. He not my type. But LeBron using his platform to speak up for me and my family and my issues, I'm cool with that. I'm cool with that. Him pointing out the differences, I'm cool with that. Yeah, cause he did, and I'm just letting y'all know that I'm gonna be the person that's gonna use my platform to say I see y'all acting a little bit different with Jerry versus Kyrie. So in my opinion, we got to do a better job of listening. You know what I'm saying? We got to do a better job of listening because a lot of Cowboy fans got offended. That's why I was so happy to see DMV come in here and say, bro, the first thing DMV said, he said, bro, he was talking to the media. I said, God damn, it's good to see content creators with common sense. He wasn't talking about Jerry, but everybody, now he want to bring up Jerry. He didn't bring up Jerry. He brought up the difference in the media treatment. Jerry just will have to be a subtext of what he was saying. Yeah, Tyrone Church, we need to do a better job of understanding, man. Somebody said, boss, why now this comes out? I mean, I don't know, bro. Like, you know, it could be a lot of reasons this came out, bro. It could, you know. It could be a slow media day, so they need to go drum up a picture to create controversy out of nothing. Which means if that's the case, it was about capitalism and money, right? It could be revenge from what was going on with the Washington Commanders, because it was rumors that he had some dirt on Jerry, and then all of a sudden he going through legal issues, looking like he want to sell the team, and then at the round, it could be that. I mean, I don't know the why. I don't. You know, so I don't know the why it came out. The only thing I'm gonna do though is I'm not gonna let nobody try to connect dots that don't connect. I'm just not gonna do it. I'm too smart for that. I'm too real for that. I'm too real as a person, and I'm too smart to let y'all put stuff in my head that don't apply. Just straight up. Listen, cause when he dropped the ball on that flag, yeah, I'm gonna say it, Jerry, you messed that up. You fucked it up, Jerry. You did. You should have just stayed out. Cause you don't have the heart to deal with the backlash that comes with really being honest about race. And if I want to tell y'all the hard truth that a whole lot of y'all not ready for, Kaepernick does not either. Because, let me be honest with you, Kaepernick, when you chose to be the standard and the spokesperson against police brutality, you can't do that and also be silent at the same time. You can't be the face of our injustice, but then spend years quiet training to get in the game. No, you don't do it that way. Because what's happening is you're mixing your dream and your want and desire to come back with the cause. No, when you chose the cause, Cap, then you got to stand out there and fight. See, this is the difference between a true spokesperson to our problems and somebody that's not really aligned to the cause. And I'm just being honest with you. Muhammad Ali, he was true to the cause. And it's not enough documenting how hard it was on him to stay focused and stay vocal on our injustice as he was being a champion. Did Muhammad Ali shut up? No. So I'm glad you tried though, Cap. I'm not gonna take that away and I'm glad you tried, Jerry, but I'm being honest. Neither one of y'all really had the heart to sacrifice what it took to be the face of the movement. Just keeping it real. So even though it was a movement, it was an imperfect movement by Jerry as well as Cap, to me. Because Cap, when you was declared the face, we needed you to stand out there and keep talking. Because what would have happened is it would have put pressure on the injustices that's going on. But when you decided, I'm not going to talk about it, I'm going to work undercover, you took away the voice that you had that was worldwide. And you didn't seize the moment. So, but that's my opinion on it. Some people don't agree with that. And if you don't, that's cool. I ain't tripping. But I'm just giving you my perspective on this whole race thing. A lot of y'all been asking me, boss, what do you think? I said, all right, listen, if I talk about this, I ain't gonna just talk about no picture. I'm gonna talk about the whole, I'm gonna measure the whole Kool-Aid. I'm gonna put in the sugar, I'm gonna put in the ingredients, I'm gonna add the water, I'm gonna mix it, I'm gonna take my time. We gonna talk. I ain't gonna skate. We gonna talk. So these are my thoughts on it. I did say I was gonna take some calls. I tell you what, I take one call because I do gotta still prepare for my next show with Candy. We going on in a minute too. So here we go. So I'm gonna open up the phone lines, give y'all a chance to call in just real quick because I usually, you know, I shouldn't be freestyling, but I'm gonna go ahead and open up the call line just for a second to see if y'all got any thoughts on what we was talking about today or whatever. But okay, so y'all taking too long, bro. I ain't got all day. So I'm gonna cut the phone lines back off. And we'll do that next time. But anyway, man, I wanted to definitely give y'all my thoughts on this type of stuff, and continue to support the channel. You know, I'm independent. I don't work for nobody. I'm not told what to talk about. I'm not told. And I'm gonna tell you something. I was writing for a company before about the Dallas Cowboys, and they was good to me. You know, I was getting paid and all of that. Had a good brand attached to my name. And they came out and said, they came out in an email and said, if we see y'all discussing race or politics on your platforms, that could be grounds for termination. I quit that day. I said, bro, you go tell a black man to not talk about race on his personal platform? Nah. Race too big of a problem for you to try to tie me down like that. Nah. No, I quit. And I did quit. And I had a talk with West Coast, and me and West Coast was talking about it. He said, yeah, bro, that's exactly why we need to build our own brands. That's exactly why we don't need to be working for nobody, because at some point you might get filtered. And at some point you won't be able to say what you really need to say, even if it's for your own people, even if it's for your own kids, even if it's for your own community. Because there's no way anybody listen to this presentation and came out saying that I was offensive to anybody. I was not. If I was offensive to anybody, I was offensive to them New Balance domestic terrorists. Yeah, and I'm talking about the white people that's truly organized to do as much damage as possible. Yes, I did call them New Balance, meaning they only wear New Balance type clothes. They don't wear Nikes. Yeah. If I was offensive anywhere, and I'm gonna be honest, I do not care or mind being offensive towards a racist that want me and my people dead. I don't care at all. You want my people dead, so yeah, I'm gonna talk about you, and I ain't gonna have no mercy. I don't care about your minority. And when I say minority, racist people are truly the minority of this country. They are not a majority in this country. They are just a loud minority. Because if they was a true majority, we would have never had the exponential gains against race that we have. We wouldn't have won the Civil War if a majority of white people was racist. We wouldn't have got through segregation if a majority of white people was racist. We wouldn't have definitely had a black president if a majority of white people was racist. You couldn't have had a black president with the demographics of this country unless it was a lot of white people that put race aside to vote. So I'm not gonna act scared of a minority, loud, New Balance, domestic terrorist group that don't give a damn about me. You just so happen to be loud. I'ma talk loud like y'all talk loud. Y'all loud about how y'all don't like us. I'm loud about how y'all not go come to my community with guns just because we said our lives matter like your lives. Nah, y'all not gonna make me cower down and only talk about the Dallas Cowboys for money. Nah, it ain't gonna happen here, buddy. And obviously, in this game, it's about sponsors. And if my sponsors start being like, boss, I heard your show, and you know, I felt like it was honest, but okay, take your sponsorship. Yeah, cause see, I ain't finna be owned by none of y'all. That's why, honestly, and I'm dead serious when I say this, we need to do a better job of supporting independence. Yeah, people that follow and get this level of truth and honesty and unfilteredness should support it financially. Because either you want me to be speak honest or you want me to be subject to what sponsors want me to say. If you really cherish independence, you should reward those who really speaking the truth, flat-footed and unapologetic, because you don't hear people in sports talking like I'm talking right now. You don't. That's because they scared and they looking out for their own self-interest, and they want to protect them and theirs instead of protecting the future of their own damn kids by fighting the systems that's actually could target them, their kids, and their people. So at some point we got to get real serious about real support about people that's telling real truth. And not because see, you know, we go support the Cowboys, but Boss Cowboy is telling the truth about what's going on in your family. Who else is talking about domestic terrorism, bruh? Who else is talking about the biggest threat to us as a people is being silent about race? Because we are truly allowing the worst types of people to grow like a fungus when we cower down and don't talk about race. Now, I ain't finna let y'all grow in secret and have militia groups and all this BS, and then all of a sudden, my mama going in the goddamn grocery store and she gets shot up by one of your dumbass people. Because you so stupid, you don't even realize that black people couldn't take over this country if we wanted to. We only 13% of this country. Why you shooting up our grocery stores? We could go mess with every white person in the world and we still couldn't take over this country. And I appreciate the super chats, man. My boy Big Dal, he said, appreciate you, bro. Speak the truth. Then Queen, she broke that off. Yeah, the independence. But listen, y'all, that's the power of independence, man. You know, and this is why we all got to support independence, not just channels that talk about sports, but a whole lot. When you come and listen, let me tell you something, because I saw some of y'all talk about Illuminati and all that kind of stuff. Listen, we all know, because they put it out there. They all put it out there that there's gatekeepers to the wealth of certain windows. We know that it is what it is. It's gatekeepers. We know that. See, but this is the difference. Ain't no producer go pick me. You know who picked me? Y'all. For every one of y'all that subscribe, you building the power of independence. Y'all pick me. A producer don't pick me. See, that's why you ain't gonna never see me kissing up and trying to have a certain type of face for these media people. Cause I already know over time, and I'm gonna be honest with you, we already better than most of those media people. Just most of those media people got more exposure. But when it come down to freedom, independence, even financially, we way better. We way better. So I'm not trying to break my back to work for .com or go work for this over there. Nah, bro. I like how I'm able to move. I love how me and my boy Law able to move. Me and my boy Law, we make moves and we ain't gotta ask nobody. Hey, can y'all give me some money to make a trip? Nah, I make my own trip. Okay, man, I'm gonna talk about race today. Is that okay? No, I don't know about that. Oh man, hey, I have an idea. I don't know. We ain't gonna rock with that idea. Nah, we do our own thing. So, and yeah, we got to continue to support independence, and but hey, man, that's my talk on this. Now y'all know exactly where I stand on this. I ain't gonna let none of them fake Philly people try to act all self-righteous, like, how can y'all support the Dallas Cowboys because of Jerry Jones? It's like, yeah, because I'm still supporting the memories of my dad. Yeah, and yeah, I'm gonna speak. If I felt like Jerry was racist, I would say it flat-footed and wouldn't hold back. You know what I'm saying? I would. Just like I'm clearly saying he dropped the ball on the flag. He did. I ain't holding back. He did. He should have stayed out of it. You shouldn't have said nothing. You shouldn't have did nothing. If you wasn't willing to pay the price, don't say nothing. Just be quiet. So anyway, I love y'all, man. Y'all stay up, man. Candy. We likely getting ready to come right back within an hour. We gonna bring you that Boston candy, and it's gonna be, what we always do. But that's gonna be strictly football. This one was more football, but it was football because of the person that's in the mix of it, which is Jerry Jones. But man, on the way out, y'all make sure to hit that like and continue to support Boss Cowboy Sports, where your voice matter. Peace.
Boss Cowboy Sports, where your voice matters. Boss Cowboy Sports.